Hi everyone, it's Carrie, and today I want to talk to you about body image. Body image as human beings and as a genderqueer person, and for anyone who is trans, genderqueer, non-binary, gender non-conforming, any person who experiences body dysphoria related to their gender identity and that contribution to your body image. So this came about because I had to read a ton of research a couple weeks ago all about adolescents' body image, how that's developed, how it affects them. It talked, quite a bit of it was in relation to negative behaviors like eating disorders that can develop out of having a poor body image. So how do we get our body image to begin with? Aside from dysphoria, just for any person, cisgender or not, you get messaging and images thrown at you your whole life. And you really start to internalize those pretty young, but in terms of your body specifically as male or female, that really starts in adolescence, which is a terrible time because that's also when your body is changing and those changes are not necessarily matching the imaging you're receiving. And you get those messages and images from like your parents, family. You get it through magazines, advertisements, movies, videos, any social, anything online, like Instagram, right? Like we're all, like I'm cultivating an image. Like I don't make super professional videos. I know I don't have equipment, but I do try to keep like decent lighting, have an okay angle, have my volume turned up. So I'm cultivating an image that you see to some extent. And so is anyone who has an online presence. So it's not even always the professional messaging we get, which it is that to like a huge extent. That's where it comes from. But even also just our interaction with our friends. So all of this messaging is telling people, hey, like I said, this is ideal male, ideal female. And so for a cisgender person, that's kind of what their internalized messaging is like, hey, I'm supposed to look like A or B. For trans people, they are probably feeling like I need to look like A or B, and I can't, or I have to go through a ton of hormones and surgeries and procedures to get to that level. And that has to do with like your own personal, how you feel about your own body, right? But it also has to do with how the people around you perceive you. And so you might even be kind of okay with certain aspects of your body that aren't maybe what we would conventionally align with being male or female. But like say you're assigned male at birth and you have facial hair and you like your facial hair, but you don't want people to see you as male. Like you have to make a decision on if it's more important to you to keep your facial hair or if you would rather at least shave it, if not do like electrolysis, so people don't make that assumption about you. And so we have kind of this added layer of we're not only trying to like feel right about ourselves internally, there's also an external element. And as problematic and terrible as like passing tips are, the reality is those exist for that reason. And I will someday make a video talking about passing. So then you have folks like myself who are genderqueer or non-binary or androgyne, however that is pronounced. So like for me, I usually just say I want people to perceive me kind of more neutral. Which that is for me. That's not every single genderqueer person out there. Because I don't always want someone to just look at me and assume male or female or whatever. I just want them to assume that they should use they them pronouns, even though like I know that's not the reality. I can easily forget because that's how I want to be perceived. So what are some healthy strategies? Like how the heck do we deal with this? Well, for some folks who are lucky enough to have the access and the means, we do have gender confirmation surgeries and hormones, and that is great and wonderful. It's a different experience if you're not trying to like fully transition to female or male, you kind of have to make some decisions about like, is doing a hormone therapy great for me because I maybe don't want everything that's going to come with that, right? And so it's a very different experience because you're never You're never really going to get a perfect ideal where every single person that interacts with you is going to perceive you as genderqueer. Like, that's my unfortunate reality that I have to live with. But I can at least do things that help me internally feel better about myself, have a healthier relationship with my body. So for me, because I am a very like active, hyperactive person anyways, for me that's a lot of exercise, working out. I say a lot. It's a lot in the sense that it's like 6 days a week at least. And I do a combination of things like lifting weights and doing a lot of cardio and just going for walks. And I started doing yoga at my house, like push-ups and sit-ups and those kinds of things. But that's because if I do those things, I feel good. Like I'm trying to find a place I can go swimming. It makes me feel better about myself and a little bit more in touch about myself. And like I try to eat healthy like 90% of the time. And I do those things because when I'm feeling just good in general, like good as a human being, I find that that can help with my body dysphoria a bit. And like I had gone through periods of kind of like working out and doing weightlifting specifically before, which at the time I didn't realize, but now realize were a way to manage that dysphoria, because like I go into weightlifting with specific muscle groups and goals in mind for how I would like to look. And it's completely related to my dysphoria, not anything else. But it's still about body image, right? Like I want to feel good about the body that I have to live in. So that's what I do for myself. This is a really, for me, quick video, but I would like to hear from you. What are your tactics? What strategies do you use to combat your body dysphoria and negative body image and help yourself feel a little bit more in tune with your body? So let me know, leave a note in the comments, and have a fantastic day.